Today I'm resetting the NFL back to the year 2011. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers were the two best quarterbacks in the league, with the latter winning regular season MVP and the former carrying New England to the Super Bowl. Eli Manning went on the second Linsanity run of his career to beat Brady and the Patriots on the big stage, adding a second ring to his potential Hall of Fame resume. LaShawn Shady McCoy and Michael Vick were one of the league's most electrifying duos in Philly, while rookie Cam Newton burst onto the scene with a record-setting season, crossing paths with fellow rookie Von Miller in the first campaign of his legendary career. Thanks to the good folks in the Madden modding community, today we've got a Madden 12 roster plus draft classes. We're about to reset NFL history. If you want to download this roster yourself, head to the download center, scroll over to the rosters page, and you'll see Madden 12 FFC by We Expertise. I mean, it's the most downloaded roster, folks. It's right there. With it, you can play casually with some of these legends. You can start a franchise like I'm about to do. You can just admire the greatness of it. And here we are with our franchise booted up. The 99 club on this roster, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, Ray Rice, Arian Foster, Joe Thomas. I love it though. I'd rather have inflated overalls compared to what we saw. There's about, what is that, 10, 12, 13. There's Brady, Tamba Hali, DeMarcus Ware. There's a good amount of 99s. At the QB position, Aaron Rodgers won MVP in the 2011-12 season, which we're about to see. Of course, Tom went to the Super Bowl as mentioned. He lost to Eli Manning. Cam Newton won Rookie of the Year. Ray Rice led the league in scrimmage yards. He went over 2,000. He was a fantasy monster that year. Arian Foster, Maurice Jones-Drew was way up there. My boy Marshawn Lynch, beast mode. I love it. Calvin Johnson the year after in 2012-13 would set the single season receiving yard record. He was a beast the year prior too though. 98 overall. Wes Welker with Tom Brady. Steve Smith, he was old, but he killed it with Cam Newton. Tight ends, I mean, Gronk and Jimmy Graham, they both had over 1,300 yards in real life. Like, that's an insane two tight end season. I feel like randomly the right end position is very nostalgic for me. Haloti Ngata, Jason Pierre-Paul with the Super Bowl winning Giants, Justin Smith, Julius Peppers still hanging around, Jared Allen, I believe led the league in sacks. Middle linebackers go crazy, dude. Patrick Willis, remember how he was so good with the 49ers. Old man Ray Lewis is still here. London Fletcher, old man Brian Urlacher. This is such a great era. Defensive backs, you had Darrell Revis, you had Pat Pete, who had a bunch of interceptions this season, also had 4 return touchdowns, punt and kick. It was insane. Actually, speaking of insane return numbers, Devin Hester still kicking. He's a wide receiver on this roster. He had 3 return touchdowns that season. Maybe we'll see him and Pat Pete go crazy in our sim. And I don't know about the return touchdown numbers yet. I haven't looked, but I've got a sneak preview. Our 2011 revised timeline simulation was insane. Let's get to it. Passing leaders were actually pretty reflective of in real life. Matt Ryan taking the crown with over 4,800 yards and 44 TDs, followed closely by Matt Stafford with a shade over 4,700, although only 35 TDs. Look at Drew Brees though, baby, always cooking, 4709 and 45 touchdown tosses. Rushing leaders also looking good. Marshawn Lynch, my boy from the Seahawks, over 1,300 yards and 11 TDs. Arian Foster just under 1,300 yards, 12 TDs, and the little man Maurice Jones-Drew, just like in real life, a beast. Okay, but like those numbers actually pretty realistic, nothing outlandish. Receiving numbers, on the other hand, absolute video game nonsense, as Calvin Johnson just missed beating his own receiving record with 1,933 yards. That's cool. But look at Roddy White, a shade under 1,800 yards. This man caught 30 touchdowns. 30, smashing Randy Moss's record. I don't even understand, dude. Somehow with all that offense, we did have some standouts on defense. 3 players hitting the 20 sack mark, led by Trent Cole for the Eagles. But Roddy, 30 touchdowns from Roddy. I know Matt Ryan was among the passing lead. Like, he only threw the ball to Roddy White. Yeah, obviously Roddy White, 30 touchdowns, just smashed the record. So funny, Calvin, I mentioned he set the record in 2013. He just missed the record by like 30 yards in this timeline. Okay, but those were obviously the headline makers. Our full passing leaders, Matt Ryan, Stafford, Breeze. Tom Brady also put up crazy numbers. Aaron Rodgers as well. Old man Matt Hasselbeck, no longer on my Seahawks. Sure, okay. Actually, I see Matt had 20 touchdowns, 19 picks. It wasn't that great a season. Michael Vick, I wonder if he also had good rushing numbers, because those passing numbers are crazy. Old man Peyton Manning with the Colts and Andy Dalton all over 4,000. Cam Newton just missed out. Yeah, Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, the only 2 players with over 40 touchdown passes. I kept Matt Ryan to Roddy White, just an all-time duo. Oh my goodness, Sam Bradford, Tony, what? Tony, Jim Jim, I threw 25 picks. Yeah, that's really bad. I was expecting to see more more gaudy rushing numbers. Looks like we only have, what is that, 8 or 9 1,000-yard rushers led by Marshawn. AP was up there. He won MVP the following season in real life. LaShawn McCoy, 19 touchdowns. He was cooking. Ryan Grant with Rodgers in Green Bay had 15. LeGarrette Blount punching them in. Javid Best as well. Okay, fair enough. Receiving, I was gonna say Calvin had the triple crown. No, he led the league in receptions. He obviously led the league in yards, but yeah, 30 touchdowns for what? Reggie Wayne had 24. I think he broke Randy Moss's record as well. Not that it matters. Calvin had 23. The full sack leaders as follows: Trent Cole, Jared Allen, Terrell Suggs, Jay Ratliff, DeMarcus Ware, Cam Jordan. I think he was a rookie. 7 interceptions apiece for Ike Taylor with the Steelers and Aaron Williams with the Bills. I'm going to be honest, don't recognize their names. Hey, look, Eric Weddle and Antonio Cromartie. I know them too. And finally, I'm devastated to report no kick return TDs and no punt return Percy Harvin, Deshaun Jackson. Look at those nostalgic names. Dang it, NFL, you've ruined the kick and punt returns. What happened to the game we love? Our 2011-12 season producing some interesting stat lines. The NFC standings, wow. Philadelphia on top. Atlanta, they're both 14-3. And Detroit, wow, they snuck up on me. My Seahawks and the Niners make it out of the West. Well, in the AFC, of course, Tom Brady and the Pats are atop the conference, but also 13-4 Pittsburgh, the Chargers. Okay, Miami sneaking into the playoffs. I don't think they did that in this era. Houston and Denver looking pretty good. But here is our playoff bracket as a whole. The former San Diego Chargers getting the bye in the AFC. Philly the bye in the NFC. Michael Vick putting in work. Do we have any round 1 chaos? Oh, we do. Not really in the AFC. The 4-5 matchup went to Denver. That's not crazy. But in the NFC, my Seahawks upsetting Matt Ryan, Roddy White, and the Falcons. The Packers beat the Lions, and all the underdogs won.
Yes, you see it. I'm forcing my dog Winnie against her will to wear these ridiculous antlers because, of course, we're in the Christmas spirit, and also because we want to tell you to sign up for Underdog using code JCAN. Fine, okay, we're even now. Now we both look foolish on YouTube.
We've got a couple epic second round playoff matchups, including Ben versus Tom. I gotta watch this, man. If there's some chaos, this is an epic rivalry. Patriots Steelers of this era. Looks like New England is driving on their first possession. I'm vamping. They settle for a field goal. This is not quite the epic matchup so far I was hoping for. Tom to Gronk, the first touchdown of the game just before half. Oh, but even later in the first half, Ben to Jericho Cotchery. We've got ourselves a game. In fact, we're now under a minute left. Pittsburgh's offense has been stifled all game. They keep settling for field goals, but if Ben can orchestrate a game-winning drive right here, they win the game. Obviously, he's going... That was almost broken up. Sorry, it was broken up. It was almost picked off is what I meant. Sometimes I get a little excited in my commentary. Ben trying to operate a game-winning drive. They need a touchdown, though. Down 4. That's a big completion. Wow. I jump in to watch, and immediately he's in for 6. Ben Roethlisberger, a monster touchdown pass. A 67-yard touchdown pass. Tom, you've got 30 seconds, 3 timeouts. Just got to get into field goal range, and that'll help. That's Gronk for a big first. I would rather somebody else win, but it's neither here nor there. Tom across the middle to Gronk again, who fights off a would-be tackler. Actually, we're looking at a pretty deep, it's like a 57-yard field goal. 2nd and 10. What do the Patriots do here? They're going to tote the rock, and that's a... No, you can't let the... Oh, Pittsburgh just let Ben Jarvis, Green, Ellis... Oh, gash them. Okay, they're probably going to run the ball again here. Yeah, that's Green Ellis. Now he's getting stopped up. 4th down. Tomlin did attempt to ice Steven Gostkowski here, who was a very clutch kicker. I believe this is under 50 yards. It's up. It's through. It's good. We can't have this video taking forever. We're watching OT from this menu. Pittsburgh missed their shot to close out Tom and the Pats, but they're driving in OT. Hold on. Oh, my... Ben just threw a pick. Ben just got picked off by Patrick Chung. It's over. It's over. Unbelievable. New England didn't even settle for a game-winning field goal. Tom wanted to rub it in. Mike Tomlin, it's not your fault. Ben threw the pick. That's crazy. What a choke, man. What a choke. Will we see similar fireworks in another legendary QB battle? We've got Drew Brees and the Saints against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Wow, we do not get a clutch finish in this one. We get somewhat of a blowout, a 2-touchdown win for Brees and the Saints. Aaron with 239-1. That's not good enough. Drew Brees. Who doesn't love a good Brees renaissance. Okay, this is ridiculous. I'm gonna get accused of rigging this video. The Seahawks win again. I intentionally didn't jump into that game. I assumed they were gonna lose. I'm hands off, bro. Okay, but what I completely forgot in this video until now, Tim Tebow. Yes, this was this era. Skip Bayless losing his mind on First Take every morning. He is leading the Broncos in the playoffs. In fact, to an AFC Championship game against Tom and the Patriots. So we might have the Patriots making the Super Bowl. Probably will. Seahawks Saints from the NFC. Nah, bro. The Saints are legit loaded. Jimmy Graham, Cam Jordan, of course, Drew Brees leading the way. They've got a great offensive line, weapons. They are really good. Yeah, Darren Sproles. My Seahawks are Marshawn Lynch. They've got the early returns of the Legion of Boom. I think rookie Richard Sherman is here somewhere. They are not a good team. Oh my gosh, you actually have to be kidding me. We won. We won. Yeah, I'm saying we. How? 29-17, dude. Marshawn Lynch is just backpacking. That's literally it. 17 for 146 and 1. And the Broncos beat New England. I just saw that. Wait, that means we've got Broncos Seahawks in the Super Bowl 2 years ahead of time. They would meet in 2013. That's so funny. It's funny because the Seahawks are so mid. They don't have Russell Wilson yet, obviously. And the Broncos, they don't have Peyton Manning. I mean, their roster looks okay, I suppose. 76 Tim Tebow. Brett Favre is their backup. I can't, and Brady Quinn. I kind of love this timeline all of a sudden. Before we get to the Super Bowl, in other news, Matt Ryan wins MVP. Yeah, he had a lot of TDs, led the league in passing yards. It makes sense. Cam Newton taking home Offensive Rookie of the Year, just like in real life. Sure. Terrell Suggs winning DPOY. All right, we'll wait to see who wins the other awards till after the season, but that all makes sense. We are off to our revised 2012 Super Bowl featuring the Broncos and Seahawks. No Peyton Manning, no Russell Wilson, but we still get this matchup. Tavares Jackson to Zach Miller. So much mid for the Seahawks, but they open the scoring. Oh, no, Tavares to Leon Washington. How is this happening? Denver finally finds 6. Tim Tebow to Demaryius Thomas, the legend. Yes. Second half, Tim Tebow back at it to Julius Thomas. Seriously, who needs Peyton Manning? It is now a tie game, 2.5 minutes left. My mind is blown by this matchup. Denver, though, a chance to win the Super Bowl. Tim Tebow got 3 timeouts in great field position. He's going to hand that rock off, and that's a big first down. That's former Buffalo Bill Willis McGahee toting the rock. Okay, they're into field goal position now. Seattle also has 3 timeouts, so they should get the ball back, but you know how Madden logic works or doesn't work. McGahee stuffed. The Seahawks have to lock down right here, right now. Neither team using timeouts. Obviously, Denver wouldn't be. They're trying to chew clock here. Back to McGahee, and another McGaping hole. Low-key anticlimactic finish here as the Seahawks burn their final timeout. I was hoping we'd see, I don't know, like a pick 6 or a big touchdown pass. McGahee, you better not even score. Here it is. Clock winding down. Seattle cannot ice the kicker. It's a chip shot field goal for the 2012 Super Bowl win, and Matt Prater made no mistake. 27-24. In this timeline, Denver gets their future revenge on Seattle. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. It makes sense. Tim Tebow, 211 and 3 TDs. I accidentally skipped it, but I'm pretty sure he won Super Bowl MVP. Indeed, Tim Tebow does win Super Bowl MVP. The Broncos get their 4th Super Bowl title ahead of schedule. Matt Ryan wins MVP. Roddy White, Offensive Player of the Year, and AJ Green sneaking in there. Him and Cam must have won it for their respective conferences. I don't mind that. That's a pretty good season in the books. Brett Favre as well, too. Hey, he goes out a champion backup QB with the Broncos. That's kind of funny. Champ Bailey goes out a champ as well. Very fitting. But without further ado, we are moving on to the 2012 NFL Draft. One of the greatest drafts ever. So much QB talent. Let's get to it. I'm not sure. I skipped to the end of the draft. I thought I would get to see picks on an individual basis. It's all good. Going first overall in our 2012 draft, Andrew Luck to the Kansas City Chiefs. That's amazing. RG3 goes second to the Rams, so they don't need Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff in the future. We've got Mark Aaron, Justin Blackmon to the Jets. Trent Richardson, no, he goes to the Browns. Sometimes Madden with the realism, Brad, it's too much. That's crazy. This draft class was stacked, man. Chandler Jones goes to the Cardinals. That's accurate as well. Russ goes top 10. He goes 8th overall to Indianapolis, who of course missed out on Andrew Luck. Wait, did they let Peyton go in this timeline? Stephon Gilmore to the Bengals. I see Ryan Tannehill there. Yeah, I'm just looking for Luke Kuechly slips all the way to 18 to the Bears. Bobby Wagner falls to the Falcons. Oh my word. There is some literally Hall of Fame talent here, including Brock Osweiler to my Seahawks. We're going back to back. Okay, here we are ahead of the 2012-13 season in our new timeline. Still a ton of 99 overall players. Calvin Johnson now up there. Marshawn Lynch as well. Nobody new sticking out. Matt Stafford a 98. Yo, Tom is still a 98. And by the way, because I know y'all are going to be yelling at me in the comment section, to get these modded draft classes with the actual players, search by username NinjaJTB. You can see it on my screen here. He's made what is that, like 25 plus historic draft classes. Those are the ones I'm using. They look good. We're gonna see the 2013 draft class next, which is less exciting. That's a lot of linemen. Were there no good QBs in this draft? That might be anticlimactic, but whatever. Oh yeah, 2013 was like the worst draft class ever. Geno Smith took him like a decade. He became good. Yeah, that's a whole lot of mid. And we are at the end of our regular season 2012-13 in our revised timeline. Matt Stafford threw for 5,000 yards, 40 TDs, and only 2 picks. Up there with passing yards leaders Drew Brees, another masterclass. Mike Vick, 4,800 yards. That's crazy. Rodgers, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Okay, that's an amazing season. Matt Schaub threw 1 million picks, but put up numbers. Colin Kaepernick is on the scene for the 49ers with a monster season. Super Bowl MVP Tim Tebow, 4,135 TDs. Come on now. I was sleeping on Kirk Cousins. He was in the 2012 draft too, of course. He was the best rookie passer with Jacksonville, 4,000 yards, 25 TDs. Russell Wilson had a really nice season for the Colts. He did start over Peyton. RG3, kind of a lot of mid, 3,200 yards, 20 picks. Wait a minute, I didn't see what in the Kansas City started Kyle Orton over Andrew Luck. What? I mean, what is he, a 60 over? Why would they? What? Man, that is so odd. Okay, we have even less 1,000-yard rushers, although Marshawn up to 1,600. Ryan Matthews was a stud for San Diego for a couple years. Yeah, we need some young blood to come in here. AP didn't run for 1,000 yards. How? Only 3 touchdowns? Come on now. Okay, all right. All the stats are going to receivers. Calvin, 125, 2,100 yards, so obviously set a new record. And look at Roddy White. Yeah, caught another 30 touchdowns. He is insane. Marcus Colston with Drew Brees, Vincent Jackson with Phillip Rivers. I mean, these receivers are going off. Von Miller in his second season. He didn't win Defense Rookie of the Year, right? It was Cam Jordan. He's probably going to win DPOY, 20.5 sacks. Unless Tracy Porter for the Saints, 7 picks to lead the league. I just can't get over the Kansas City Chiefs, man. I don't know what they were doing. NFC standings, Philadelphia up there again. This time they don't get the bye, though. It's going to be Breeze and the Saints. My Seahawks continue to be a playoff team. I don't know. The NFC West is just bad, and the Lions beat out the Packers. Over in the AFC, I mean, if they were intentionally tanking, the Chiefs did go 5-12, so it kind of worked. Buffalo is very good. That's surprising. They steal the division away from Tom and the Pats. What is Buffalo rocking with? Marcel Darius, Aaron Williams, I guess a good defense, Nick Barnett. Wait, is this Ryan Fitzpatrick's team? It is indeed. He threw for 1 million yards. I mean, fair play. I simulated through the wild card round, and great news, people. We will not get the Broncos or the Seahawks in the Super Bowl again. Both lose in the first round. Jacksonville has advanced. That's crazy. Detroit as well. Those are the 2 teams sticking out to me the most. Obviously, Detroit makes sense with 99 Megatron and Matt Stafford and Dominican Sue anchoring the defense. Yeah, they got a pretty good squad. The Jags, though, 99 Maurice Jones-Drew. I was sleeping on Kirk Cousins. Apparently, he was the best quarterback pick from that loaded 2012 draft. I mean, he's playing at a 77 overall. That's not too shabby with a really good supporting cast. But Kirk's run will end in the divisional round. He threw 2 picks. Phillip Rivers, the veteran, well outplaying him. That makes sense. Matt Stafford and the Lions, though, might be the team of destiny. He outdueled Aaron Rodgers in the divisional round. Another playoff loss for Rodgers and the Packers. As into our championship games, we've got the Chargers against the Ravens. Okay, Saints are back in the NFC Championship against the Lions. We saw the Saints last year in the NFC Championship lose to my Seahawks. I explained how that was inexplicable because of their great roster. They basically returned that same team. Yeah, that's so good. That's so much depth. They look good. The AFC matchup, though, also very tasty. The Chargers defense is cooking. Ryan Matthews is a star. Phillip Rivers still in his prime. Well, towards the end of it. Vincent Jackson, he's got some weapons. Is Antonio Gates still around? Yeah, an 84 overall. What about the Ravens, though? 99 overall Ray Rice. Yes, he is juiced on this roster. Terrell Suggs won DPOI last year. I wonder if he'll win it again. Haloti Nada. Joe Flacco's a 94. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. How are they only a 7 seed in the AFC, though? That doesn't make sense. They could be in the Super Bowl, though. And in fact, they will be in the Super Bowl. The 7 seed Baltimore Ravens, I mean, their roster's much better than that, will take on the 1 seed from the NFC, Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. For the 2nd straight year, no surprise, Roddy White of the Falcons takes home Offensive Player of the Year. Another 30 touchdowns, sure. KJ Wright from my Seahawks wins Defensive Player of the Year. Too bad they lost in the first round. And as potentially part of his perfect season, Drew Brees, he wins an NFL MVP. That's what he deserves in this timeline. Never won it in real life. Yeah, he had a great season. And I'm just remembering now, Baltimore actually won the Super Bowl at the end of the 2012-13 season. This lines up perfectly. Well done once again, Madden. In that Super Bowl, though, of course, John Harbaugh and the Ravens beat his brother Jim and the Niners. The lights went out in the Super Bowl. You guys remember that? Are you old enough? This time around, Billy Cundiff gets the Ravens on the board. A field goal to open things up. MVP Drew Brees, what is your answer? Well, it was a bunch of punts. The Ravens scored a touchdown, but Brees is finally on the board. The Saints, Lance Moore, a 3-yard touchdown catch. Opening the 4th quarter, young Mark Ingram gets a score. The Saints are up double digits. Oh no, the Joe Flacco-led Ravens offense just flaccid in this Super Bowl. No other way to describe it. Drew Brees a chance to put an exclamation point on the end of his season. Finds Mark Ingram for the short touchdown pass, and that will do it. Unfortunately, another Super Bowl blowout. For the content, we don't love to see that, but as they probably deserved in the Drew Brees era, the New Orleans Saints do win a 2nd Super Bowl championship. Drew Brees finally wins that elusive regular season MVP award. No better way to cap it off, obviously, than on this stage, as he also takes home his 2nd Super Bowl MVP. Drew Brees, that is, already a legend. Roddy White, Offensive Player of the Year. Von Miller did win DPOY. Russell Wilson, Offensive Rookie of the Year. I can't lie to you all. Kirk Cousins got robbed. He had better numbers, led Jacksonville to the playoffs. I love my boy Russ, but like that's crazy, man. Definitely not as exciting a draft, but the Jets grab Eric Fisher 1st overall. Luke Jokel goes 2nd to Washington. Jonathan Cooper to the Dolphins. DeAndre Hopkins. Okay. The Chiefs, they better be good next year. Wow, the 1st quarterback taken. Again with the realism, Madden. Geno Smith, 1st pick of the 2nd round to the Jets. That's really funny. Matt Stafford, the QB position, he beat Aaron last time out. Tom Brady in this timeline starting to really fall off. 93 overall. Cam Newton in 92. Wow, they did Drew Brees dirty. 87 overall. My guy just won MVP, Super Bowl MVP, trying to build a GOAT resume, and they're making him fall off. Okay, all right, what? This game is broken. Andrew Luck didn't start again.
That doesn't make sense.
I mean, obviously, when you have a chance to sit behind Kyle Orton, I get it, Kansas City. I'm going to stop letting it bother me. I don't know what's going on. Drew Brees, I said he was falling off. He just threw for 5,000 yards, 45 TDs. Definitely won MVP again. Maybe they'll throw Mike Vick an MVP award. Josh Freeman, what? Takes over for Ryan Fitzpatrick with the Bills, throws for 1,000,000 yards. Matt Stafford, Matt Ryan. You know who I don't see? Oh, RG3, a monster season. We love to see it. The running backs have been disappointing in this era. It's Marshawn Lynch again running away with things. I don't know why AP isn't putting up better numbers. Rashard Mendenhall. Okay, Matt Forte, Ryan Matthews. Yeah, just a lot of mid. Ray Rice, a 99 overall, can't crack 1,000. As Calvin Johnson is finally dethroned from atop the receiving yards leader, it's Marquez Colston. Calvin still had almost 1,500. Brandon Lloyd there, yeah, teaming up with RG3, but wait for it. Only 17 receiving touchdowns for Colston and Kendall Wright to lead the way. Roddy White finally coming back down to earth. I wonder who wins Offensive Player of the Year. DPOY probably going back to Von Miller, another 20 sacks. He also added an interception. NFC standings though, Michael Vick and the Eagles 13-4. Cam Newton and the Panthers as well. Okay, I see you. RG3 and the Rams missing the playoffs. Finally, my Seahawks did as well. Okay. In the AFC, Josh Freeman and the Bills plus the Dolphins. Oh my word, Tom Brady's reign of terror is over. Baltimore's really good. The Chargers Kirk Cousins and the Jags, plus the Texans. What is going on? I simulated through the wild card weekend. We're going to have Jags Texans. What a crazy matchup. Ravens Chargers makes sense. Eagles Saints Panthers Lions in the NFC also makes sense. I think first time I'm noticing the Texans this video. Oh, Arian Foster. Yep. They got Mike Wallace from the Steelers. Looks like they've got some defensive pieces, some linemen. Andre Johnson still hanging around. And Matt Schaub threw 1 million interceptions like last season or whenever that was. He might be good enough to, they might go on a run here. Then again, they might also get stomped. 49. How you let up 49 points at Jacksonville? What in the world? What a conference finals round we've got upcoming. Jacksonville, Chargers, Panthers, Saints for the 3rd straight season. New Orleans is there. But this might be the season of the Panthers. A couple years ahead of schedule compared to in real life. But Cam is a 98 overall. Okay. Yep. He's got a really good offensive line. He's got, I don't know if he has enough weapons, but he's made it this far. But that's as far as he would make it. As for the 2nd straight season, Drew Brees and the Saints will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, taking on the former San Diego Chargers. Drew Brees does win MVP. Didn't win any in real life. He's got back-to-back here. Yeah, Michael Vick, I thought he might be up there. The runner-up. Shout out to RG3 top 4. Cam Newton there as well. And Tony Romo. A wild first half to this Super Bowl. Brees to Colston, a 77-yard TD. The Chargers answered. Mark Ingram, a 70-yard run. Colston, a 2nd TD. The Chargers, another short touchdown. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to save us all a lot of time. This game has been super back and forth. Brees versus Rivers. And look where we find ourselves. We are in overtime. The Chargers already in some trouble here. 3rd and 8. Just a minute into OT. Haven't missed anything. Phil Rivers dropping back. No protection. It breaks down. Oh my gosh, that's right at the sticks. 4th and inches. Come on, dude. I mean, I guess you can't go for that. How did they not give him forward progress? Oh no, Brees and the Saints going to take over. Just needing a field goal. Not a good return. Mark Ingram stuffed up though. You've got to get to the air here. Where's Marcus Colston or Jimmy Graham? So many weapons. Brees gets sacked. Oh no. Now you're in some hot water, New Orleans. 3rd and 18. You got to get a chunk play here. Brees, protection, break it. Oh my. Oh, Drew Brees. Sideline. That's how our Super Bowl ends, on one giant play. The absolute unthinkable. I thought the Chargers defense had them locked down in overtime, would get the ball back. But Drew Brees said, no, sir, this is my era. This is my house. Oh my word. Doesn't matter. Madden tried to make him fall off, but he wouldn't. Our revised 2013 season ends the same way as 2012. Saints are champs. Drew Brees, Super Bowl MVP. Von Miller, DPOY too, if you're keeping track. And if you're keeping track, in our revised timeline, that makes 3 Super Bowl wins in 5 seasons for the Saints, led by Drew Brees, who also became a 2-time regular season MVP. I'm just saying the conversations now between him, Brady, Manning, Rodgers, they're pretty interesting. Let me know what you thought of this video. I had a ton of fun with it. Drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new.